Hello. In this unit we're going to talk about using the multiple listing service and getting access to it. Once again, I'd like to warn everybody, this is a gray unit. Use it or don't use it depending on where you stand on things. But the MLS, the multiple listing service, is the fastest, easiest way to generate a list of things to go after. You can pull up properties, you can find out in-depth information, you can look up title records quickly to find out who the owner's names are. In fact, a lot of the different softwares out there and a lot of the different boards of realtors have a tax database that you can access to directly. That's just as good as what you can get from the title companies, and it's quicker, faster, and easier. So, if you sit down and draw up a list of 100 properties at the beginning of the week and spend about 3 or 4 hours just pounding it out and putting together a list, you can get the owner's name, so when you knock on the door, it will give you all the information you need to sound intelligent when you walk up there. And how do you get access to the MLS? Well, that's where it comes in and gets a little bit tricky. In fact, it's against board rules to give people that aren't members of the board access to the MLS. Now, there's one way to get around it, which is really easy. Have your husband or wife become a realtor and just simply use their account. That's a tremendously good way of doing it if you're going to do it. Another way is to have a friend or a family member who's a realtor. And quite frankly, I've at one point in my career just paid a realtor to give me access to the MLS in another state. And I almost hate talking about this because it's just one of those areas that's almost not good to put into a recorded form. But the true fact is that if you have access to the MLS, you will have the ability to quickly pull up properties and get a much more comprehensive list and find out more information about that property, including the agent who's listed it and getting all their information. And a lot of times the agents will put their cell phone numbers in the MLS as to where you don't have to call their office, but you can call them directly once you sit down with that client and are able to generate some conversation with them. So, what are the benefits of getting access to the MLS? Quite simple. More efficient, you're able to pull up more comprehensive information, and you can go out there better armed. Now, if you're going to go ahead and do it, do it. If you're not, and you just say, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with that, I'm just going to use the publicly accessed sites, there's nothing wrong with that either. I'm not going to push you in either direction. You just have to look at your situation, and if you have somebody that can get you access to it, I would do it. But if you don't, and you don't know anybody that has access to the MLS, just simply use the publicly available websites, and you'll be able to get plenty of information that way to start off too. So I just wanted to give you a balanced view as to whether you should use the multiple listing service or not. And really the trick is just getting access to it. And if you don't have it, fine. But if you can get it, it could be a huge, huge business booster for you. Now the next unit we're going to talk about is how to go out and cross-market the listing agent on that property. Once you're able to sit down with the person and do an application, how to talk to the agent and get them to start trusting you enough to give you business.